Hi, I'm Chris Burdick, CPA, creator of EasyBooks by Chris. And thank you for purchasing the EasyBooks by Chris Small Business Bookkeeping and Tax Workbook. I created this for small businesses and freelancers to help bookkeeping and simplify tax season. Let's get started.
All right. Hello there. Thank you for purchasing the EasyBooks by Chris invoice system. This is the quick start video. This is just a really quick tutorial of how to get you basically from the blank EasyBooks invoice that you're looking at to a printable invoice. In later videos, I'll go over a couple of tabs in more detail. The customers tab, the invoice builder tab, um, and then show you how to export it to the EasyBooks bookkeeping system, and also how to use this invoice dashboard. So first off, again, thank you for purchasing and welcome to the tutorial. Um, really, if you've bought any of the EasyBooks um, if you bought any of the EasyBooks files, spreadsheets, you know that I basically start all of my files with this start here quick start guide. It's just a really simple way to spell out exactly what you need to do. So really, there's a little bit more to this invoice system, just based on its capabilities. Uh, so I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. I'm going to leave some stuff out, so I would recommend watching the other videos to um, get a full grasp on uh, the entire system here. Um, okay, so we start with the Start Here tab. You can see the first thing is just to update the settings. Settings are pretty standard. These are really the same settings that I use basically across all my spreadsheets. I did add this. There's a couple of required fields. These show that formulas work off of these basically. So um, you have to you have to include these or the spreadsheet won't work correctly. It's really easy, just I'm gonna just copy in the data that I had in here prior, and it's all it is just your business name, your name essentially, your address, email, and basically it's anything, it's everything you want to show up on an invoice for people to see. Because you can see when I did that, I mean, this Easy Books by Chris invoice, this was just invoice prior to me adding this. It runs a formula off a business name. So the first thing you do, set up all these settings. That is the first thing you want to do with any of my files if you get them. Secondly, we just move on. Basically, the same with all my files, move left to right. Um, the second thing we want to do, this is your customers tab. So there is, oops, I'm trying to delete a formula. Okay. Okay. So this is what you'll see, the blank customers tab. This is where you'll input all of your customers' information. It's basically just very simple. Um, it's just basic information of your customers. So I will just make one up on the fly. We'll call it Hello Kitty. And you can see this populates over here. You start. I've got a little warning box over here to start with the business name. Contact name, we'll just continue with Hello Kitty. Email, we'll just do hello, hello at gmail.com and 999 $1.99. All right, payment terms and active are both drop downs. For Hello Kitty, we like hers to do on receipt, and for active, I put this in there to make it so you don't need to delete out old customers. You don't want to lose old customers' contact information regardless. So if you decide that you don't really bill this person anymore, you can just click no, and it won't show up on, it'll gray it out, but it'll show up on it won't show up in drop downs for customers going forward. But we'll put active for right now. So once your customer's in, or customers, I mean, this goes down, 500 customers, so feel free to add everyone in. You go over to the invoice builder, which is basically the moneymaker of this thing. So it's set up exactly how you would set up an invoice. So, and you can see all these gray tabs are the tabs that need to be filled out. So if you click over here on the drop down, it will pull up any customers that are over here. So, and then it'll go ahead and fill in contact information. Invoice date defaults to the current day. And then description, I'll put bookkeeping services, tax prep. Okay, and you just manually input this. This is something that'll be specific to your business, clearly. Bookkeeping services, I did one. You want to enter the rate, call it 500, and then we'll call this 1,000. And then this is a drop down. This is basically, do you want to charge sales tax or not? The sales tax figure, we'll say yes. See it populate down at the bottom. The sales tax figure derives this based on the the default sales tax rate that you put. So generally would be what your state sales tax is. Let's go back to invoice builder. You'll see there's one more here, customer notes. Say hello, thanks for your business or something. Thanks for your business. All right, and so now the invoice builder has created an invoice, and where it saves all this data is in these lines here. You can see some, but you can't see all. So what you want to do here, and this is the biggest step of the whole thing, select this whole thing, copy the whole thing. All right, go over to the invoice register, and you want to paste it over here in column L underneath the paste invoice values. And this is another key. You want to do paste values. Okay, and once you do that, basically everything else will populate for you. So you can see the invoice number popped up over here, the customer, when the due date is. You haven't put any payments in, but if there was a payment made, it would show here. I'll show you that in just 2 seconds. But I wanted to just basically get over here to the the invoice, the printable invoice, right? So when you get to the invoice tab, you want to choose the invoice that you want to print. If you have, it's basically this drop down builds off of this invoice register here. So once you have more invoices in here, you'll be able to choose multiple. Right now there's only one in here, but it'll default and fill all this out for you. So this can be a printable invoice. So these over here, these are set hidden columns. So depending on how many lines you have in your description, if you wanted one that had a bunch of descriptions, then you could choose 7, and each one goes down by 2. So I'm going to choose the 2 here, and that makes this a little bit smaller. Actually, I'm going to go 3, right? So now you have all of your info. Thanks for your business there. And you can print this. You know, if you wanted to print a hard copy, you could, or you could print it into a PDF, which is probably what most people will do in this digital age. I'm not going to do it right now, but then you can ship that off to your customer. So that's it for the quick start. Just wanted to get people to be able to print off the invoice. In later videos, we'll go over the rest of these, the payment log, and this is a good way to track um, customer payments, and then the EasyBooks export, and then the dashboard, which will show you all your stats. So, all right, thank you. And if you have any questions, remember that all of this down here in this need help session on Start Here will help you out. So, all right, thanks. See you in the next video.